Well, welcome back to Naked Money, getting real, raw, and open and honest about your money. This is Cindy Birkland with cindybirkland.com, and I'm excited today. I have Robin Smith with the Smith team at Keller Williams, but Robin is also a very dear friend, and I wanted to have her on the show today because we've had some good bit of fun with finances and business over the years, and I wanted Robin to kind of share her story with you. And you know, a very successful entrepreneur. And I wanted to kind of start with your background. And I mean, my God, you've been in real estate how long? It's been a minute.
Just a minute. 37 years as of January 2nd.
Yeah. I don't pick anybody that's just kind of sort of in their career. I pick people that are like really solid. So you have made quite a name for yourself here in town.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would love you to share, and I'm going to ask you to not be humble today and just brag a little bit about yourself. I would like you to kind of share who are the main people and companies that work with you? Like, who chooses Robin Smith?
Well, I'm blessed that after this many years of planting seeds, as I say, the forest is continuously growing, and 100% of my business is from referrals. Mm-hmm. It is past clients, past client friends, anybody who raises their hand, not only here in Las Vegas and Henderson and North Las Vegas. If they raise their hand and they say, do you know a realtor? They could be in any part of the country and someone would say, you need to see Robin. Yeah. So I've been blessed to incorporate myself quite well, not only within the valley, because I've been in this valley since it was 365,000 people.
Wow.
Came here as a kid from Carson City, Nevada, so I can truly say I'm a true Nevadan.
Yes, you are.
Born and raised. And I, besides seeing this entire basin grow and have lots of friends and family here, I am also part of what you call KW Luxury Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
KW Luxury Pro is approximately 400 of the top KW agents, luxury agents throughout the United States. And I consider them my friends. And we learn with each other, we grow with each other, we implement steps into our business, etc. So 100% of my business is referral.
Well, and I think it's really important to note that one thing that I remember when I first met you, what I was so wowed about is most of the big builders in town work with you.
They did.
Yeah.
That was when I had another component to my business. That component was shut down a couple years ago because it was no longer, builders are corporations.
Yeah.
And corporations follow what the demands are at that moment. And they no longer wanted to participate with a local realtor.
Oh my gosh.
So the neat thing about it is those are relationships.
Yeah.
And every one of those relationships with all the top builders here in Las Vegas. I can proudly say if I pick up the phone and I know the presidents, the vice presidents, the salespeople, and they truly still are friends.
Well, and I really, I don't care what people say, but in Vegas, it is not what you know, it's who you know. What you know helps, but who you know is even more important. And I learned that so early in my career here in Vegas. Like, you got to know the right people. And so make sure you're getting to know the right people. Yeah. You know, one question I have for you is, what are you most important about or most excited about and proud about with your career? If you could put one thing you're most proud of.
Of my ability to, out of 17,000 agents, stay in the top 0.5% in the city for many years, years. And that I'm very proud that when my name is mentioned, that it is mentioned in a positive note. Yeah. And I think that that's really important.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of your clients. You've invited me, Robin throws these amazing parties and she'll have these client appreciation parties and just amazing parties, like Halloween parties, like you invite, and I'm so grateful. She always invites me. You have some of the most amazing clients, and you're always an open door policy for me. I've some of your clients become my clients and dear friends. And even your last Christmas party, your clients are just darling. I love them all. They're so sweet. I've met them. So thank you for always inviting me to your parties and your events.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. I love seeing you there, and I wish, if I was going to have a wish out there, that I would wish that I could have a big enough client appreciation event that I could see all of the people that I still am in touch with.
Yeah.
Because that would be one heck of a shindig.
It really would. Because
be
your
huge.
client list goes pretty long.
That would be big.
So, I'm always impressed with the events that you put on because they're very tailored and very put together. I'm also proud. I'm proud that you're my client.
Thank you.
And I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want to start talking about some of the things that you and I came together with. I think we have a unique story on how we met.
That's funny.
You want to share that?
Well, I'm going to share a little bit of it, and you're going to do all the fill-in. My daughter got a hold of me, and my grandson at the time, and I couldn't even quote quite how old he was, yet young.
Yeah, they were little.
Yeah, he's now 20. And my grandson had gotten into an altercation, which made my daughter go to the school and hands on hips, because this altercation was between Blake was with a young lady the same age. Shared the same birthday, if I remember.
Same exact birthday.
Yes. And Lauren thought it was hilarious because she went in there with hands on hips and met pretty much her match across the table, which happened to be the young lady's mother, which my daughter got hold of me and said, "You need to meet her, because all I thought about was you when I met this this mother of the young lady that got in the altercation." And that happened to be Cindy.
Yep. So my daughter and her grandson got into a little bit of a tiff at school. And so Lauren and I, Blake's mom, became friends. And she said to me, "You need to meet my mom. You guys are the same." And from there, like, you and I became instant friends, and I agreed with Lauren. I said, your mom and I are like two peas in a pod. So I can't believe it's been as long as it has,
Long time.
like it just like a blink, and the kids are 20 now, but they were young. So it wasn't long after that we started working together. Mm-hmm. And, my background in mortgage and your background in real estate, we have the same background. And I knew that when we met, you were doing very well. You were making a huge comeback. We had a big crisis in '08, as a lot of you know, and it really did a lot of devastation to the real estate and mortgage industry. But you were really doing all right. You were making it. You had some good things going on. But I want to share with you, like, what kind of challenges were you having at that time? Or, for lack of better words, what was keeping you up at night? Like, what could you share with our group that you think they might want to know?
Well, I was raised to be responsible. I was raised to be very hard worker and create and not come up with any kind of excuses. That was how I was raised. And I had created a huge business in 2006. It went from, I would say at that point in time, it was pretty astronomical numbers, closing, I think in that point in time, which was well over 30, 40, $50 million in real estate per year.
Insane.
A lot of real estate, and here and there and so forth. And all of a sudden, here comes 2007, and started to see the brakes turn on, and then it was a train wreck, as we all know. Huge train wreck. And because of my upbringing, it was never throw in the towel. It was take care of business. And I owned, with my brother, we owned a total of 11 homes. And it was throwing money into those homes to make sure that the mortgages were taken care of, because the amount that the tenants were paying was not the mortgage.
Right.
So we kept on throwing money into there. Business completely came to a halt. Went through savings, went through everything, because there was no such thing as throwing in the towel and doing a bankruptcy.
Right.
So when there was no longer, all the same savings was gone, the future was gone, my retirement was gone, it became reality. And when we were told that each one of those homes, if we did a short sale on them, we would be responsible in tax purposes to pay for each short sale.
Unbelievable.
And that amount would have been in addition to losing well over $1 million, because no, I didn't have the type of loans that was 100% financing. Each and every one of those had a minimum of 25 to 30% down. Each one was made sure that it was maintained. Each one was made sure it was never, the towel wasn't thrown in. So they came to the point where, on top of, it's like adding salt to a very deep wound.
Yeah.
We would have had to pay over $500,000 in taxes in addition. So it was structured bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And when it was all said and done, I was renting the house that I short sold. And because we were allowed to do one short sale and the others went into bankruptcy, and I was renting that house that I had bought originally for my daughter to live in when Blake was a baby. And I went, oh my goodness, well, again, fortunate, I started short sales. I've been through it, I could be compassionate, and everybody knew that I could get the job done, and I did. In the next 2.5 years, I did over 203 short sales on behalf of people, and I won. And
Yes.
I didn't, because the lawyers wanted way too much money. Sorry, lawyers. They wanted way too much money.
Yeah.
And these people didn't have anything. And so the reputation got out there that, hey, if you need somebody to do a short sale, Robin would do it. So I came back. And came back over a period of time. Yet when I came back, and that was when started the builder trade-in program.
Yeah.
That was a success. So the only thing that didn't come back was the savings were gone and the retirement was gone. So guess what? When you are at your point in time and things seem a little bleak, you'll meet the right people. And the right person was you, meeting you and you saying, you know what, Robin, I've got this opportunity. I've got this program that you can get into. And it gave me the ability to sleep at night. Although I don't sleep at night much. But at that moment, it gave me the time to sleep.
Well, and what we were dealing with is we had done all the right things. We had saved the money. We diversified the portfolio. We had the real estate. We had the savings. And then one day it was all just puff, gone. And what I knew, that if you were in my industry, you were probably going to need to catch up as well.
Yep.
And so when I recommended a particular program, that being premium financing, being Kaizen, I said, I have an opportunity to we can catch you up. And that's what we needed. And, we had something where you could put in money, but at the same time, we have a bank putting in $3 to every dollar you put in. That's the most fantastic way to catch somebody up and do it tax-free.
Yep.
So there was, when we're given, lemons, we make lemonade, right? And I think that's, that was one of the things. But what I appreciate the most about you, Robin, is you listened. And because of that, I think you're done now. You're done paying in.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So we put together an amazing plan. She paid her premiums, and now we've got a bank just chugging away, still putting money into your policy.
Yep.
And if anything happens to you, your family's still okay.
Yeah, my family's well off.
Yeah, they're really well off.
They're very well off.
But I wanted you to share what attracted you to the premium financing, because there was a million different programs. There's a million different things we can do to make money, right? What attracted you to the premium financing? I think
I think it was just the fact that you explained it. You explained where I would be, and it fit the need in the shorter time. And you asked me, how long are you going to be before you retire? And by the way, I'm not retiring, in case anybody I know out there's watching me. Not retiring. I'm training Blake very well.
Right. He's taking over.
He's taking over, yet I'm not retiring. I looked at it and said, well, this would make sense that I could start cutting back by this age. Well, so it worked for the age that I wanted to start cutting back. So, and it also gave me the opportunity to, yes, invest in real estate. So yes, my portfolio is back up, and invest in that so that now I'm diversified again, because it's so important to be diversified.
Yes.
And it falls into line that Blake has 6 more years to get himself polished.
Yeah.
And then I'll start easing off the gas.
Yeah.
So that falls in line with today. That's perfectly in line with 6 years.
Well, and you and I have been meeting faithfully every year. And as your career unfolds and as things get better and everything changes. As we know in life, some years we have great years, some years aren't so great, whatever. But as we move and we've been layering you. So every year we have a plan. This year we're going to do this. This year we're going to do. And what I would like people to know is like Robin did, life isn't just all or nothing. It's sometimes we've got to layer things or set something up. Like, we can't always do it all at once. And savings is a tricky thing, so every year we're adding different programs to you and and I love that about you. Like, you sit down with me and say, okay, this is what I'm doing this year. And we make it happen. We set the goal and we make it happen,
Yeah, and I think it's important. The one thing that you said that's so important is anybody who thinks that they are steering the boat, you're not.
Right.
You're not. And yet, it's really important to know that as you are assisting the driver of your boat, as you're assisting them, there's opportunities as such to look at things and to know that there may be changes and there may be delays and there may be surprises that you could even speed forward. Yet it's always great to have someone next to your side to help you understand. You want to talk about homes? I'll talk about homes till you're blue in the face or blue in the pants. Right. Or couch, for that matter. Yet when it comes to homes, when it comes to the arena that you play in, that's not my arena.
Yeah.
And so I have to rely on guidance and understanding. And if I can understand, that's it. That's my point. So, we've had last 2 years. Hasn't been the most favorable real estate time.
Right.
Yet, yes, it's like, oh,
but
my
we're
goodness.
Still plugging along.
Yes.
We're still inching along,
Yes. And then the neat thing is we're still making milestones.
Yeah.
And we're setting ourselves up. 2026, by the way, I'm going to just do this little plug because I think it's very favorable. 2026 equates to a 10. And which equates to a 1. And 1 in numerology is new beginnings.
Yeah.
So we're off to a start.
I feel differently about this year. Yeah. I literally, walking into this year, I did a lot of goal planning in December, like as I do every year. And I was flying to North Carolina and I was working on the plane. And I just had this peace about this year. Like, I know this year is going to be successful.
Yep.
And again, we can create our success and choose our success. And I love that about you, Robin, is you're such a positive person, and nothing, like, you may be down for a minute, but you hustle right back up. Like I said, we're a lot the same.
Sorry.
We may have our down moments, but it's a moment, and then we're getting back up and fighting through it.
And the only one that's going to pick up these britches is right here. So,
right.
You do it. You do it, and you surround yourself with the right people every time. And something too, I think that's important is some people always think that you have to have huge resources to put forth in gain. You don't.
No.
You don't have to have huge resources. You just start with the plan, you make the plan, and you grow the plan.
Yeah.
And I think that was also something that was very important about that particular plan. I was talking to somebody, I was bragging about the program.
Thank you.
And I gave the amount that I had put in, and they looked at me and they went, "Oh my goodness, that's more than I can do." And I went, you know what's real important is no matter what you can do, you could start with this and you grow it.
Yes.
And at the end, you will be impressed with what you did, where you went. So again, it doesn't matter if you're starting with this many apples or you're starting with this many apples. It's the most important part is that you start.
Yes.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter the amount. Like, that's the one thing I wanted you to share, and I'm glad you did, because especially for realtors, like, if you could share with other real estate people, realtors, mortgage people, what would be the main thing you would like to share about your journey that you think is really important? Like, especially in the money game, like, this hasn't been easy.
Oh no.
Right?
Easy.
Right?
Right.
So what would you want them to know? Like, what would be your piece of advice that you could give us today on what you've walked through?
This year, and yes, I'm going to keep on taking positive notes for people who say, "Oh, you don't look it." This year, I celebrated, well, I should say in 2025 in October, so not a full year, better not be. I celebrated 65. Okay. And the best advice, and I don't care if the person's listening is Blake at 20 or someone who's 64 or someone who's 70, do something. Create. Manifest.
Yeah.
Because really, truly, you have to participate.
Yeah.
Because if you do not participate in your own future, if you sit back and think something's going to happen, or you think that you have time, you don't.
No.
And it's here in a minute, and then you look and you say, you have no time to sit back and go, I wish. Do something about it now.
Exactly. Life is a participation sport. It really is. And, I look at, like, even the last 2 years of what we walked through together, and we're like, still things are moving, but it's like, because we haven't been sedentary, we've taken action on the things that are coming our way. And it's like, if it's lemons, we're making lemonade. And, I say that a lot, but it's like, we can make the best out of a bad situation. But I want to acknowledge you and say I'm really proud of you. I've watched you grow so much in all areas of your life. You're hitting on all cylinders since we've met. You've gotten married. You've got a great career going on. You've got your money situation is way on its up. I feel like we've gotten you caught up. And that was another thing with Robin. Like, one thing when we sat down together, I'm like, this is a traveling mama. She's been on vacation. She goes on trips a lot. And I was like, well, what are we going to do here? Because you like to travel. And she's like, I'm not giving up the travel. So we need to put together some kind of a plan where I can travel and retire. I can have it all. And I think we've really done a good job of that. And, we're not done, but as we go, we're getting better every year, So I just want to say thank you. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I think I did. I think I said it, and I just pray that those that listen reach out and implement.
Yeah.
It's one thing to learn something, it's another to implement what you learn.
Yeah.
And without implementation,
It doesn't matter,
it
right?
doesn't matter.
Right.
No.
We can get as educated as we want, but if it's just sitting in our brain, it doesn't do any
Doesn't
good.
do a thing.
So what I'll do is I'll put your information on the website.
Great.
And if you have any questions or this sounded amazing to you today, would you please get a hold of me at cindybirkland.com. Book an appointment and let's schedule some time together. And if you want to be working with the most amazing realtor here in town, we will put Robin's information up at Keller Williams, Robin Smith team, and we'll get her up on the website. And I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.